Hi, my name is Ross Bjerk, and I am the author and illustrator of The Very Impatient Caterpillar. I just wanted to take some time to say thank you so much to all of the Michigan librarians and to the Mitten Work Group for this incredible award I was given. It really is such an honor. When I was a kid, I'd go to my local or school library, and I just remember seeing this vastness of books, what felt like millions upon millions of books. And I remember thinking, where did all these books come from? And now that I'm an author and illustrator, I've gotten to travel to so many schools for author visits. I get to go to so many libraries and meet so many amazing librarians. And you start to realize how well curated these libraries are. Despite the vastness of the library, it seems every librarian knows every last book. And when a student comes in, they always seem to know what book will spark a love of reading in an emerging reader. And it's just really wonderful and so important. And considering how many new books come across your desk each year, for you to all choose The Very Impatient Caterpillar to win the 2020 Mitten Award, it means so much. I always just aim to make funny books that I would have loved to read when I was a kid, or now books that I'd want to read to my own kids. With The Impatient Caterpillar, I was able to incorporate this incredible thing that is metamorphosis, and it lent itself perfectly to the never-ending struggle of being patient that both kids and adults all deal with. I'm just so thrilled that everyone enjoyed the book. So thank you again for selecting The Very Impatient Caterpillar and for this wonderful award. And I look forward to visiting your libraries in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the Michigan Library Association for this prestigious honor. Looking at this year's UPER Award Top 10 titles, I am blown away by the caliber of the work of my fellow middle grade authors. To see Planet Earth is Blue included among such incredible titles is beyond exciting. Planet Earth is Blue is very much the book of my heart. I started drafting it knowing I wanted to tell the story of a non-speaking autistic girl named Nova, but I wanted to make sure to show how loving, imaginative, and expressive she would be, in direct contrast to the pervasive stereotype of autistic characters as wooden, humorless, and lacking empathy. I wanted it to be the story of sisters, exploring what makes a family, and showcasing both the positive and negative foster home situations in which 400,000 American kids currently live, but with the focus primarily on the sort of safe, happy home that every child deserves. Much of the inspiration for Nova came from my own childhood experiences, but I was also influenced by the 7 fantabulous kids to whom the book is dedicated. As a child, I was obsessed with the news, bad news in particular, and the Challenger launch was no exception. Initially, I was going to write a story of a girl in the aftermath of the disaster, but not long into my first draft, I changed directions, choosing to focus on Nova's excitement about seeing the first teacher in space instead, and her hope that her missing older sister, Bridget, would return to watch it together, because Bridget promised and always kept her promises. I struggled with writing the ending. Most kids today don't know that the Challenger launch ends in an explosion resulting in the deaths of all 7 on board, but a good friend gave me a piece of advice I kept with me as I worked through the end. If you can't make it happy, make it hopeful. And that became a central theme in Planet Earth is Blue. The book is meant to be a celebration of neurodiversity, resilience, family friendships and the 1980s that I hope kids, their teachers, and their parents can enjoy together. So I am grateful to the Michigan Library Association for choosing it, and to both the Library Association and librarians in general for all you do for children nationwide. I love that this is Michigan Library Appreciation Month, but hope it isn't too cliche to say that libraries ought to be appreciated all year. I haven't been to one since the pandemic started, and I really miss them, especially the one near my grad school in Virginia. The children's section there covers an entire floor with window seats and beanbag chairs, ideal for curling up with a classic or for becoming immersed in a brand new fictional world. When I was a kid, the nearest bookstore was over an hour's drive from my house, so trips were infrequent, and the big town library hadn't been built yet. So the one day each week my class was allowed to visit the elementary school library was a big deal. I'd take out as many books as were allowed and read them all before the next week. In middle school, my family moved to a town with a large library, walking distance, where I went to read and do my homework at least 2 or 3 afternoons per week. And then, as an adult in New York City, I was thrilled to be able to take my godchildren to the beautiful local library whenever they were in need of new stories, which was often. We always brought a big tote bag with us because we liked to take out more than we could comfortably carry home. Last year, I was able to do an author visit at the beautiful new library in my hometown, which has an expansive children's section. It felt especially incredible to see my own debut novel there and to talk to kids who want to be authors. Thank you again to the Michigan Library Association and to everyone who has read and championed Planet Earth is Blue, including my agent Katie Grimm, editor Wendy Lamb, and everyone at Random House, and especially to every neurodiverse kid who sees themselves in Nova. As Krista McAuliffe said after being named the first teacher in space, less than a year before the Challenger launch, space is for everyone.
For voting my novel Heroine for the Thumbs Up Award. I really appreciate it. It's a very important book all about addiction, pain, heroin, self-esteem, confidence, all of the things that perhaps we don't realize can lead to an addiction. I'm really excited that it's going to get some more exposure, especially here in the Midwest, where we do most definitely have an opioid epidemic problem. There's a lot of other things in the news right now, but the opioid epidemic is still going on. So thank you so much for voting for Heroine, and I look forward to interacting with you more. Thanks.